từ vườn lâm tí ni đấng Thế Tôn đản sanh. Hoa vơ ưu tươi nở ngát hương thơm mười phương. Thành ca tỳ là về gió reo vui trời bừng sáng. Người người hân hoan loan tình vui tất đạt đa thái tứ ra đời. Ánh sáng như lai diệt thắm sân si sáng soi đao vàng. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư chúng con xin lạy người.
Và giờ này chúng con thành tâm kính cung thỉnh Hòa Thượng Thích Ăn Giao có 15 phút để thuyết pháp trong ngày Phật đản Nam Mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Please open your mic for the speech of Master Thích Ăn Giao.
When I was a child, I had no heroes. And the first hero I had was not the Buddha. I had not really heard of the Buddha. Where I lived in Long Beach, there were no monks. There were some monks in Los Angeles, but I knew not them. But I started to do yoga. And when I started to do yoga, I started to do meditation. And when I started to do meditation in the high school library, I was about 14 or 15. Got to catch my breath. And I read the story of Gandhi. And Gandhi became my first hero. Now, Gandhi was a Hindu, of course. Now, why do I talk about a Hindu when we're all Buddhist? Because we accept everyone. That's why I talk about Gandhi. Gandhi, as a young man, went to England to become a lawyer. And he stayed with a Christian family. And he learned about Christianity. And the people that he lived with, they kept saying to him, "You should become a Christian. Why do you stay a Hindu? You should be a Christian." And he said, "I am a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm a Jain. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Hindu." Now, what does all that mean? It means non-discrimination. That we stop making ourselves separate from other people. In the autobiography of Gandhi, I could not stop thinking about this yesterday and today. There was an event. And if none of you have never seen the movie, just called Gandhi, that's all the movie's called, go see it. Because if you want to see the last Buddha that I can think of we had, it was Gandhi. And he fought in a peaceful way for India to become just India, no longer British colony, for a long time a colony. I'm trying to think about how to say this because the thing, I'm going to get emotional, I know, because finally independence came to India from Britain. They no longer were English, and they decided to divide the country. Now, if you don't know the history, the Muslim came into India, and we had no more Buddhism for a long time. I don't know if you know that. They weren't very nice. They killed all the monks. They took the Bo tree and they burned it down to the ground. And then they dug up the roots and they killed the roots of the Bo tree. The only reason we have Bo tree now is because before Muslims came to India, they sent a cutting, not a seed, but a branch from the Bo tree to Sri Lanka. And that tree grew. And if you go to India now, my disciple who's sitting next to me, he went to India and he saw the Bo tree, and that's still the same Bo tree because In Sri Lanka, they sent a cutting, not a seed, but a cutting, same genetic tree, and replanted it. So Muslims came to India and took over India for a while. And then Indians took back the country, but there were still a lot of Muslims living. There are Muslims living everywhere. In China, in Japan, everywhere. And they had a war. Because people, when they get under a lot of tension and they know they're not in control, you know, you and I, we don't control anything. There's not anything in our life that we have real control over, because the world just happens. It's like right now, I wish I had magic. If I had magic, I could tell Democrats and Republicans to stop hating each other. This bothers me a great deal. Half of our country hates the other half, and the other half hates that half. And the only people here that can stop that is us. And I don't say just Buddhists, I say it can only be a person that can stop the hate we have in this country at that time. And in India, they went through this hate. The Muslims hated the Hindus, and the Hindus hated the Muslims. And they formed Pakistan. And they killed each other while they did it, for no other reason than they hated. And a man went to Gandhi while this was going on. And he said to Gandhi, I killed. He was a disciple of Gandhi, like a disciple of the Buddha. And he said, I killed a Muslim. And I'm so sorry. I was so filled with hate that I killed a Muslim. What should I do? Well, you know, I know what our solution is. If somebody kills somebody, we kill them, right? And we just keep it going and going and going. And Gandhi said, here's what you must do. You must find a Muslim orphan, a small child that his parents were killed during this war. And you must take him and you must raise him up and take care of him as his father. And not only that, but you must raise him as a Muslim, not as a Hindu. Even though you are a Hindu, you will raise him as a Muslim. And the wisdom of that is beyond belief. You know, all you have to do to change things is start loving people. Buddha never, ever hated anybody. You know, we have a story, Devadatta. You know about Devadatta. I don't know the Vietnam word for Devadatta, but it was his cousin. Devadatta was a stinker. He was not a good person. The first story we have of Devadatta and the Buddha is, you know, the Buddha was a warrior caste, Kshantri, and they were having an archery contest, shooting at a target, and the Buddha was winning. So Devadatta said, I can shoot that bird in the sky. It was a beautiful swan. And he shot the bird. And the Buddha put down his bow and went and took care of the bird to bring it back to life. That's what we need to do. We need to put down the bow, put down the gun, put down the hate, get rid of all of that. All it does is destroy us. And so later on, Devadatta, very jealous. Even though he became a Buddhist monk, he's very jealous of the Buddha, because everybody loved the Buddha, and not everybody loved Devadatta. So he goes and he makes an elephant angry. And he knows the Buddha will go out if the elephant starts to act up. And the elephant starts to destroy a village. And the Buddha goes out and puts his hand on the trunk of the elephant and calms the elephant. And the elephant stops destroying the village. He never hurt the elephant. He didn't hurt Devadatta. Devadatta was not happy. So then Devadatta went And he says, I'll get that guy. I want to be in charge. I want to be Watung. I'm Devadatta. I'm important. So he hired an assassin, Angulimala. And his name, Angulimala, killed many, many people. And he took a piece of their finger and he made beads out of the fingers. And that's what Angula meant. Angula mala. This is a mala, Angula fingers. And he was a terrible assassin. And he met the Buddha always did walking meditation. You know, he had bad arthritis. Do you know that? Yeah. And so he would do walking meditation in the evening in the woods. And Angulimala found him. And he pulled out his dagger. And the Buddha calmed him down like he did the elephant. And in the story of Angulimala, the next thing we know, the Buddha, he cut off his hair, he shaved his head and made him a monk. And now Angulimala was one of his best disciples. This is what we have to do. We have to stop hate. We have to do love. You have a neighbor who doesn't like you, take care of them. You have someone that will give you nothing, you give them something. You have to stop this hate, or we will destroy ourselves here. This is a wonderful country we live in. It's a wonderful country because we can be Buddhist, we can be Muslim, we can be Catholic, we can be any religion we want, and nobody can stop us. And nobody will treat us badly because of our religion. We can be communist. Nobody's going to kill you because you're a communist. I won't agree with you, but I will not hurt you because of your politics. I will not hurt you because of your philosophy. I will not hurt you because of your religion. We were the first country that ever was that way. You would think it would be India, but it wasn't, because they had a war, a religious war. This country is very important to the world. We have to teach people how to take care of each other. And I always tell, when I talk to a group, I always tell them, my last thing I say, because I know we have lots of people who have already talked, but you have to take care of each other. You have to take care of anybody in need. If you have a couple dollars, give it to the Red Cross. If you have a little more money, give it to the temple to feed the hungry. You always have more than you need. I know. I have much more than I need. So take care of each other. And don't worry about politics. And don't worry about religion. You know, if there's a Catholic church in your neighborhood and the roof leaks, give them some money or go help them fix the roof. And show them what a Buddhist is. A Buddhist is love. The word hate has no place in what we believe. Only love. So please, take care of yourself, take care of everybody else. No problem.
We are very grateful for your compassion speech, Master Thích and Giao.